It began with a signal, a strange, rhythmic pulse that humanity had never encountered before. It was faint at first, barely noticeable, like a whisper in the wind. But scientists at the Global Space Institute quickly discovered its unusual pattern. The signal, though weak, had a specific structure that suggested intelligence behind it. Dr. Sophia Larkin, a renowned astrophysicist, was called in to analyze the data. She studied the signal for weeks, piecing together its structure. After countless sleepless nights, she realized something chilling. The pattern wasn't just random, it was a message, a call, as if someone or something was reaching out. But the coordinates it originated from were like nothing she had ever seen. It wasn't a part of any known star system. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community, but it wasn't just the scientific world that was buzzing. Governments, military agencies, and global powers began to take notice. They had no idea what this signal meant, but one thing was certain: they had to respond. As months passed, Dr. Larkin and her team worked tirelessly to decode the message. And when they finally did, it was more than just a simple communication. It was an invitation. We are waiting for you to cross the infinite divide. At first, people thought it was a hoax, a prank by a brilliant hacker or some elaborate experiment. But then, more signals came, each one clearer, more urgent, as if the entity behind it was growing impatient. The message was simple: come. It wasn't clear what would happen if humanity answered the call, but there was something undeniably compelling about it. Some called it a sign of hope, others a harbinger of doom. The world was divided. Should they risk everything to respond to the invitation, or leave the unknown alone? As the days turned into weeks, Dr. Larkin's skepticism grew. She began to fear that the message was not a welcoming invitation but a warning. The very fact that it came from a place so far beyond known space, an area of the universe previously thought to be empty, was unsettling. There was something eerie about the way it beckoned them, as if it knew something they didn't. Against her better judgment, Dr. Larkin became part of the team selected to travel to the source of the signal. Humanity was about to cross the infinite divide. The journey was long, far beyond what any human had ever traveled before. The ship, equipped with the latest technology, was capable of traversing the vastness of space, but the distance they had to cover was mind-boggling. No one knew what they would find once they reached the source of the signal, but the world watched in anticipation. This wasn't just a mission, it was history in the making. As they neared the coordinates, something strange happened. The signal became stronger, more distinct, like it was guiding them. The crew, led by Dr. Larkin, began to feel an odd sense of connection to the signal. It was almost as if it was speaking directly to them, urging them to move forward. The crew was a mix of scientists, military personnel, and engineers, but as the journey wore on, they began to experience unsettling dreams and visions. One by one, they would wake up in the middle of the night, heart racing, unsure of what they had seen. Some spoke of vast landscapes, alien cities glowing under distant suns. Others claimed to have heard voices, whispers in languages they didn't recognize. The deeper they went into the unknown, the more the lines between reality and dream began to blur. Dr. Larkin tried to rationalize it. Stress, isolation, the vast emptiness of space, it could all contribute to hallucinations. But there was something in the back of her mind, a nagging feeling that told her that this was more than just mental exhaustion. Whatever was waiting at the other end of the journey, it was already reaching out to them. One night, as they neared the edge of a massive black hole, its immense gravity threatening to pull them in, the crew was thrown into chaos. The ship's systems started malfunctioning, and the control room was filled with static. The signal was louder now, almost deafening. It wasn't just a signal anymore, it was a presence, and it was drawing them in. The crew worked tirelessly to stabilize the ship, but the pull of the black hole was too strong. They were being dragged toward it, and the signal grew ever more urgent, as though it was trying to warn them, or perhaps lead them into it. In the midst of this chaos, Dr. Larkin finally understood. The signal wasn't just a call to travel, it was a test, a challenge, and they had passed it. At the final moment, just when it seemed they would be consumed by the black hole, the ship broke free, and they found themselves on the other side. And there it was, a strange, alien structure floating in space, bathed in a soft, otherworldly glow. It wasn't just a spaceship. It was a city, an ancient, alien city. The moment they set foot on the alien world, the atmosphere was unlike anything they had ever experienced. The air felt thick with energy, and the very ground beneath them seemed to hum with life. The alien city was vast, its architecture unlike anything from Earth. Towering spires, connected by shimmering bridges, reached toward an unseen sky. But what was most unsettling was the silence. No sounds, no movement, only the strange hum of the energy that permeated everything. The crew ventured deeper into the city, each step more unnerving than the last. They discovered strange symbols etched into the walls, patterns that seemed to shift when looked at from different angles. The air was heavy with the sense of something ancient, something that had been waiting for eons for someone to cross the infinite divide. Dr. Larkin was the first to hear it. A voice, deep and otherworldly, filled her mind. "You have crossed the divide. You are the chosen." The voice spoke not through sound, but directly into her consciousness. It was the same presence that had reached out to them across the stars, but now it was different, more direct, more intimate. The crew gathered around, but only Dr. Larkin could hear the voice. It told her that the divide they had crossed wasn't just a physical boundary, it was a threshold between worlds, a barrier between life and death, knowledge and ignorance. The signal they had followed was part of a larger, more ancient plan, one that spanned galaxies and civilizations. As the crew ventured further, they encountered more of the alien entities, beings of light and energy that seemed to communicate without words. They shared visions with Dr. Larkin, visions of ancient civilizations rising and falling, of vast interstellar wars and peace, of knowledge beyond human comprehension. It was both overwhelming and enlightening. But as the crew delved deeper into the heart of the alien city, they discovered something horrifying. The aliens were not just visitors. They were the remnants of a once great civilization, now a dying species, trapped between the worlds. They had crossed the infinite divide long ago, but in doing so, they had become something less than human. The divide had changed them, and they had been waiting for someone to help them cross back. The choice was clear. Dr. Larkin and her team could help them cross back, but it would require a sacrifice. They would have to leave their humanity behind, become part of the alien consciousness, and lose everything they had ever known. As the tension reached its peak, Dr. Larkin faced a decision that would change the course of history. Could humanity truly cross the infinite divide, or was the price too great? The fate of both species now rested on her shoulders.